Wife makes her husband pay a monthly $206 woman tax because females have a harder time. Now, at first glance, this story was everywhere. And a lot of people tagged me in it. Danny has something to say out of the gate.
I don't this time.
He's just not a happy camper.
A woman tax.
Well, this is the thing that at the beginning I was kind of like, okay, that's crazy. She goes, my husband pays a women tax. The tax is charged twice a month. It works out to, $2,500 a year. The tax is to compensate me for the fact that I have my period every month, 2 brutal pregnancies where I vomited most days and had 2 C-sections, blah, 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 blah. But,
a lot of blah, 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 blah.
Sure.
That's all I'm hearing, really.
That being said, though, imagine you go, okay, I give you $2,500 a year. And then anytime they complained about anything, you go, yeah, and you were compensated for that with your tax.
Yeah. You've been compensated for this.
She goes,
you don't listen to me.
It's so much harder to be
I pay to not listen to you. So.
Yeah, you go, it's been, you know how much harder it is to be a woman? You go, it's actually evened right out.
Right, yeah.
You've received your $2,500 of tax.
Yeah, you've signed away your right to complain about
literally,
50
that's
things.
That's 100% part of the woman tax. Yeah, $2,500. It's
actually
for all your stuff, and you can never talk about it ever again.
Yeah, that actually is. You're right. That is money well spent right there.
Yeah, you were subsidized by taxpayers. Me, I pay these tax. I pay taxes.
I pay property tax. I pay city tax. I pay water tax. I pay you tax. I pay federal tax. I pay state tax. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to hear it.
You know how much fucking taxes I pay? I'm always being taxed every which way, and you're fucking the benefit. You're leeching off the system, and I don't want to hear you complain.
Yeah, you know what?
And it's $2,500 a year.
Yeah,
for that right.
Honestly, I would pay that.
It's not. I see.
You're kind of
see how I looked on the bright side.
Coming around to it, but
because this was the old thing was that a man sort of would generally pay for a woman or whatever, and then there's always people say where. The internet and like socialism is always like women and a lot of times being like, well, instead of one man that'll pay for me, it will be all of the men in the whole country will pool their money together or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So this goes back to the original where and it's on paper and you go, yes, you've been received your woman tax. That will be the end of this conversation.
Is that then?
Unless, and you go, you're allowed to complain if you want, but we won't be paying taxes this month. It's the same reason why in my building, they was flooded for 2 days, and I would like those 2 days taken off my rent.
Mm-hmm. Now,
okay, I'm listening.
I will say,
back to you, Polishuk.
I do think you will be hearing about it, though. That's
okay, well, then next month's tax is going to get fucking...
Then you're going to be hearing a lot more about it.
Do you think the IRS would be called the PMS?
That's the thing is like in a perfect world where you buy your wife's silence for $2,500 a year, you go, yeah, good deal. I just don't think it works.
Well, I'm telling you one thing that can't happen is if she's going to complain about it too, and then you're just like, okay, well then I won't pay tax next month.
And then all of a sudden she's going to be a fucking know-it-all about inflation. She's asking for inflation-adjusted raises.
Oh yeah, she's going to know about inflation.
Yeah.
Now you're really dreaming, pal.
No. Now it's going to be in her fucking best interest to know about inflation. You go, oh, all of a sudden you care about inflation. Huh?
Also, it is obviously in this situation, it's just like a dude that's like he's paying for everything anyway, and he was like. Yeah, I give her $200 a month to buy stuff or whatever. If she wants to call it tax, yeah, sure. She can call that whatever she calls it. It's like, yes, I give my wife money because she doesn't work. And you go, she says it's a man tax. And you go, sure.
Whatever.
Whatever she wants to call it.
Yeah. As long as I can just fucking get left alone.
No, this guy's actually a cock. He's all on board with it. But in a follow-up clip, Camille went into further details about what exactly the tax includes, adding that her husband covers all of the household bills as well as her car and fuel costs. So the tax didn't stop with the tax.
No, no, he's getting tax. There's tax on tax on tax.
Women have such a... You know what? This is the problem, though, because now she's getting all this money from the tax, and she has more time to like scroll through like Reddit threads and feminist blogs, and then this is where she's coming up with ideas like this. Whereas maybe if she's probably telling her friends, "Hey, listen to this arrangement," and then his buddies are like, "What the fuck, man?" Well, but the other side of it is like it's kind of one of those things where it's like. You'll see all the feminists on the internet and all the red pill guys on the internet being like, every man should have a woman that does this and this and this, and every woman should have a 10 and every woman should have this. And you go, okay, well, no one's getting that. Yep. And, and here in the real world, like that's not, and you go, okay, well, that's not the norm. So we're not going to be doing that. No. It's the same thing as, and then girls being like, I want this, and a guy that makes this money, and they always go, okay, 2% of men are that, so, sure. And you're not in the 2%, so probably won't be getting that. It's like if you started like dating a girl, and she was like, hey, I think that you should give me $300 a month for being a woman, you go, Well, anyways, it's been nice knowing you. Like,
nice
really had a
knowing you.
good
Yeah, all
time.
the
Like,
best.
fun hanging out last couple of months.
Dodged one there.
Yeah, really dodged one. Thank you I'm glad that you for being open and honest. Obviously, we're not compatible, but
No, but once she pumps out 2 kids and she's like, I demand my tax, like.
yeah, but once she bumps out 2 kids, I guess
like a
you're giving her money
medieval
anyway.
baron.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, whatever you want to call it, might as well call it a woman tax.
Sure.
Because that's what it is anyway.
Yeah, it is.
If you give your wife money and she goes, it's a woman tax, you go, yeah. And she goes, it's because I'm hardship. You go, however you want to.
Sure.
I'm giving you money because there is a woman tax whether you like it or not.
Yeah, that's true. And again, if you get some sort of benefit, some marginal benefit.
I think the benefit is that you, or at least for me, if I'm putting myself in this situation, anytime she was complaining, and I would say, and you've been compensated for that.
Yeah, sure.
I guess if.
And you're compensated handsomely.
Handsomely.
So I guess
$200 a month.
So I guess there's nothing to complain about anymore. It's just a complaint-free house that we got going on here.
I actually did the numbers and when I did my taxes in March, and you were overpaid.
Yeah, I'd like waiting for my refund.
I'd like my rebate. Women in the comment section were liking it though, so your comment was you were right about that, because women in the comments said, one person commented, "Why is this not more normal?" She likes that. Well, another said, "Turning the volume up while sitting next to my husband," because it was said on a clip. And the third added, "This is the first video I've seen of your page, and I'm hooked."
I'm hooked.
She's hooked. Yeah, I sure got. It's always this BS is so funny. Like I've never had like too crazy of this shit in my life.
No.
But if I was dating a girl and she was like this and this and that, I would just be like, what?
What? Yeah.
I'd do the poll. Yeah. So, excuse me, what? What are you talking about? I should give you money?
Yeah, what's a husband?
And she'd be like, you should give me money because my life's hard. And you're just like, what do you mean? Is your, like, if anything, your life's pretty good.
Yeah, it seems like, yeah.
What, do you find your life to be bad? Well, then I guess, I don't know. Then I guess if you hate it so much here, then why are we together?
Sure.
And she's like, no, my life's good, but it's also really hard. It's like, well, which is it? Is it really hard or is it good? Because if your life, if this is such a chore for you, then I guess we won't be together. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, okay. How do you want to do this? Do you want to do you want to take this apartment, or do you want me to go somewhere else? Or do you want
Yeah, you just burn it down. Like, I guess I'll start looking for a new place.
And then I would act mad, and then at the end of the conversation, I'll tell you what I wouldn't be doing is pulling out any tax money.
Not be getting out my checkbook.
I'll tell you what, the tax man wouldn't be hitting me in that conversation either.
No.
Excuse me? And or just say this, like, do you need money? I mean, if you need money, you can ask me for money.
Yeah.
And I could potentially give it to you. What would you like?
At favorable terms.
At a favorable term. And also, I could do you a favor if you need something.
Yeah.
Is there something that you need? You can ask me for it, and then I can give it to you, and you can owe me one.
Sure.
That's how I'd handle it.
That's the way to do it. But then you hear the.
And I would never blink too. I would look at them the entire time without blinking. I'd say, well, these are an options. I could do that.
All good options we have on the table here.
Balls in your court.
Balls in your court.